Greetings, greetings, guys. Mulishani, greeting you in your time zone. Moikala Shani, how's everything? Ragi, as usual. How are you, Ragi? Mulishani. Alfred, Mulishani. Joshua Hamambo, Mulibutiba Bahamambo. Mulibutiba Joshua. Good evening, guys. Chungulo Pomkwai Moikala Shani. Mark, Mulishani wa Mark. Good to see you. Va Justin, twacho mama chomatieti. Ati kunjani, chitundu. We are going to learn all languages. Kunjani. ¿Cómo estás? How are you guys? Welcome, guys. Good evening. Let's chat. How's the week? Mwandini. It's Ngoni. Okay, Ngoni. Ngoni. I don't know Ngoni. You should teach me. Mwabuka biepi. Twabuka bulongo mwane. Twasanta mwane. Mulishani mwewantu. Kulia mariashi as usual. Indaba mariashi tayapwa. Every day is a new story, guys. New stories every day. Oh, Ngoni is the same as a Zulu. Okay, Maggie Chama. Hi, Maggie. Matilda, good to see you. Mulishani wa Mama Msoni. Thank you as always. As always, guys. Lerotulelanda Pali Constitution, guys. I'm talking about the Constitution. Welcome. Topics today, guys. I'm waiting for Mama, but Mama Anik will be here. Topics today, our Constitution continues to be abused. Abuse of the Constitution. Abuse of Constitution. Elia Shilelo tulibuino mulishani. Tukala mulishani. Monday Silanda, good to see you. Kelvin mulishani. Abuse of power. Ile chitika mchalo chesu. Abuse of office. There is no separation of power. Efetulelanda pole law. Separation of powers, guys. We have a lot of problems in our country because the democracy is not being respected. I think the only party that respected democracy is UNIP. By UNIP really respected democracy. That's why KK agreed to have an election and the constitution was changed to have a multi-party state. Yes, so we saw UNIP, I think, is the only party that has respected the democracy of our country. And we have seen where MMD Baisa, from MMD, things got worse. And then things were really unbearable under our PF. Democracy yali bana west. Ero nomba ba UPND navena after campaigning on a promise of UPND came on a promise of democracy by UPND navena, they are becoming the same like PF. So what are we doing wrong, guys? Comments below, because it's like democracy is the same all around the world. Democracy is the same all around the world. Democratic principles are the same. But when we come to countries like our country, democracy is oppressed, you know? A government will campaign to say, you know, let us respect democracy, but when they come to power, they start doing oppress. So for me, you know, I'm actually really confused because oppressing democracy is just damaging. It's like our country will not develop. Mama, look at countries where they allow freedom of expression, they allow the peaceful right to protest. The countries have developed because they allow the democratic processes to run. You know what I mean? In countries where there is development is because they have allowed democratic processes to run. You know? In Europe, we see protests. It is the way of talking to the government. We see freedom of speech, journalists writing reports, you know, social media influencers and bloggers such as myself talking freely. They are not blocked. And what that does when you allow the democratic process to run is the government can listen to the complaints of the people and they try to improve the lives of the people. But in Zambia, government after government, we keep oppressing democracy. Government after government, there is no separation of power between the ruling government and the ruling party. No separation of power between the ruling party and actually the government machinery, government departments. They are combined. So when we saw UPND coming in, now whatever UPND says, they are commanding the Zambia police. So Zambia police has become like a wing. Zambia police has become like a wing of the party, you know. We saw during the youth day celebrations, police were being called to say that PF are attacking us, and police didn't show up because the UPND were attacking by PF. But police baba tumi na mafoni seni mwe bantu. 12 our police didn't come, you know. And also we saw by police escorting UPND cadres. So I don't know, if into nothing pena muchalo. Honestly, like I didn't expect the turn of events. You know, the new Dawn rulership has really taken a nosedive. It is so bad, guys. The new Dawn leadership is nosediving. Our president is losing popularity. And it's sad, guys. It's not even a happy topic to talk about. It's a sad state of affairs, seeing what is happening in the country. You know, all the videos circulating, the tribalism, the threats, the violence, reliving this under new Dawn government is like, wow, guys. It's very disappointing, Mandini, to say the least. Guys, tuli disappointed if chitika muchalo. It's so disappointing. Ineshkwete na mashiwa ya kulanda. Like, I don't even know what to say, mwevantu. Mwevantu bakwalesa. Twala chitenshi. Because things are getting from bad to worse. You know, the threats, intimidating people. How are you, Zane? Good to see you. Awo Mwandini. Even tutafiri bwino muchalo mwevantu bakwalesa. Abantu bonse it's like depressing. Mamona, it's like, you know, it's waking up from a bad dream. Like, remember how we were so excited about New Dawn coming? We were so excited, campaigning and voting, and the swearing in ceremony. Bahaka Inde will come and change things. Bali will come and fix it. Can you imagine how we used to feel? We were so looking forward to a better Zambia. But now if it chitika, I'm wondering. What is happening, guys, is terrible in the country. It is much to be desired. I don't really know where we are heading to Mwandini as a country, Katwish. I think the biggest problem is separation of power. Hi, Mama Matika. Hi, Anik. How are you?
Fine, thanks. How are you?
Oh, my God. Thanks for coming, even if you have a sore throat. We appreciate your presence.
Thank you. I have a very bad sore throat, but I couldn't resist coming on the program today.
Well, I'm glad to have you.
Thank you.
You can go ahead, Mama. You can greet our guests. I don't even know. I've just been talking briefly. Like, you know, the big problem that we have is the lack of separation of power. And I talked a little bit about how in UNIP things were okay. I think our democracy was respected from UNIP. And then MMD came and diluted a lot of things. MMD diluted a lot of things. Our problem started with we had problems with the UNIP, but we hoped multi-party would resolve those problems. Coming back to today, fast forward, we are seeing like, dictatorship. The constitution has been thrown to the side, the constitution is not being used. There is no separation of power. We have seen that the UPND, they are using the Zambia police as their security wing. Cadres, UPND cadres are giving orders to police, arresting people illegally, detaining people for longer than expected, denying, stopping people from stopping people from protesting and asking them to get a permit when there is no provision in the law. The law does not require us to get a permit, It just requires you to give a 7-day notice. And then once you provide all the documents, the requirements, you should be set. But we are seeing there is no separation of power. And for me, to be honest, Anik, I am drained. I feel so drained with what is happening because I didn't expect UPND can take us to do the same things PF was doing. It's like a musical chairs. It's like Zambia will not develop. There'll be no development if we continue the same things, you know. We remove a ruling party to put in a new party, and that party to come and do exactly the same things that the previous party was doing. For me, I feel like it's really draining, and it's like it's a shame for the Zambian people, because who is suffering is our youth. Abana, our youth, because every day they wake up, they had a hope for a brighter future through UPND. But that dream is being slowly killed, you know. The dream of our youth, Bali will fix it. That dream is fading. Even for me, I won't lie. The dream we had of Bali fixing things is fading. It is fading. Actually, I can say it has faded. There is no transparency from this government. There is no accountability from this government. There is no separation of power from this government. The list goes on. There are scandals, Light, they are smuggling minerals, they are not disciplining the ministers. The president is running the government by himself. Literally, it's a one-man government. Everybody else is dead. We don't hear from anyone. The last time I heard something from someone was when the Minister of Agriculture was announcing the MOU with Kenya, and then it wasn't even on a Zambian station. It was on a foreign broadcasting station. So, our Mwandi Nikatwish.
Thank you, Mama Pumulo. Good evening, viewers. Good evening, listeners. Forgive me for my voice. My voice is a bit crunchy today, but all the same, I always love to be on this program because I think our contribution helps to better the lives of the Zambian people. Indeed, I agree with you, Mama Pumulo, in that this government campaigned on a wrong motto. They said Bali will fix it. I say Bali will fix what? Your campaign promises were very good. Your reasons to detest the PF and even hate ECL were there. You propounded on them. You abhorred the mistreatment and brutality of the previous government. You said ECL was cruel to his opponents. But as you said all that, remember that Zambians have basic rights that should be respected. Human, constitutional, and legal rights. But then you come again and disrespect the Zambians by the use of your vulgar language with no maturity, contrary to the Christian teachings of this country. So we ask ourselves, did the Zambian people really vote for a change? Sorry, Mama Pumulo, I will say, did we really? And I will retract because I never voted for this government. And I want to make it very clear, I never voted for this government, and I want it on record because I knew I had already studied this government. And then if I would like to feel, if the law allows ECL to stand him, let him stand. Defeat him in the ballot box. Because right now you are in campaign gear as you continue the use of vulgar language. The use of this vulgar language in the fight between you two will bring war in Zambia. You know, the goodness about the love of the Lord, God, he's a mysterious God. He watches over every Zambian. Every Every government is not an inheritance to this country. The president's being in power is not an inheritance, neither is it a monarch. And so, avoid bringing toxic politics into the church. Zambians have rights. They have rights which they must enjoy as citizens of this country. The right to assemble. You abhorred these practices during the previous government, that you were not allowed to assemble. Your rights were trampled on, but you are equally exercising the same. Mama Pumulo, today I heard a clip of some of his youth saying to the president that the Copper Belt grassroots have been ignored by the president. And then they asked the president, why are your ministers quiet? Why aren't your ministers working? You promised that if misepela mukalatu mfwa. And so you will work with us, but it hasn't been the case. Mm-hmm. And actually, what I would like to say, you should be intimidated by the hunger that Zambians are going through. You promised to bring KCM back into operation. And so do not divert the attention. You promised to end the hunger that the Zambians were going through. And you have failed. You need to tell the truth. This is what should intimidate you. You know, you found Zambia and you will go. Zambia belongs to all of us. And so it should not be taken as a personal to holder. No president is immortal in this country, because all the presidents that were there before you, except one, are all gone. And so do not always dwell about your incarceration. A lot of Zambian leaders have been incarcerated before you. I remember Shamwana spending 10 years in prison. He was incarcerated for 10 years. He never came out as bitter as you have come out. We do not need to idolize a president. Others have been incarcerated before you, and so you will not be the first nor the last. And so truth has to be told. No one hates the president Hakainde Hichilema. We hate his actions. We hate his actions. Let him not be personal in his discourse. People demanded a change in government. Give it to them. Serve your people. Do not be a businessman in serving your people. Deliver on your promises. You told Zambians that they deserve better, and people rejoiced, and that is why they voted you in power. You said to them you will reduce the cost of doing business, the cost of living. Do not kill the Zambians in this high cost of doing business. You know, there is a saying, Mama Pumulo, that a hungry person is an angry person. Mm-hmm. You are brewing anger. Zambians are hungry. We need goods and services that will be beneficial and affordable to the people. We equally know that Zambia is not an oil-producing country. Yet other countries, I would like to give an example, like Rwanda, has subsidized oil. Why can't you do it to make the lives of the Zambian people affordable, the services of the Zambian people affordable? And now there is an increment in electricity. That's just going to worsen the lives of the Zambians. You need to cushion the Zambian people. Not everyone is as rich as you claim to be. Not everyone is as rich as you claim to be. You promised in your campaigns that you would travel less. You propounded on the previous government traveling so much and saying the cost of traveling was bad. But your cost of traveling is even worse now. You are not accomplishing your campaign promises. And it is good, Mama Pumulo, that Zambians.
Okay, but she will come back. Anik has dropped. So we are just here, guys. If you're just joining us, welcome. Mama Matipa made a comment to say Rwanda, if you follow Rwanda is a poor country. They don't have the mineral resources that we have. But look at what is happening in Rwanda. They even subsidize their fuel. But look at Zambia, everywhere you touch, their minerals. We are here to say our president needs to be held accountable. I think from me, from now on, I am addressing the youths. By youthi, Shivukeni, wake up Zambia. Abama politicians, bamobene, Mumo Neba HH was campaigning on a promise of democracy. He will fix things. What is happening in the country is despicable. If it is so disappointing. You know, me, I had hope. That's why I campaigned to say, youth. But look at what is happening. I've never seen so much hate speech being talked openly. People saying, mutunduyu. Ama videos that are going on about certain tribes, they are alarming, guys. We all need to be concerned. And to me, what is happening, what I see happening in Zambia, it's like, remember, Ngamaliko Kama politics. Ama politics, I alleged when Trump was president. Zambia. Mama, Nick, you can continue. I was just trying to say a little bit. Yeah, so
Thank you,
the politics that are happening now, they are very divisive. It's like in the US, Trump wali president, mwali moneti chitike. Ichalo chali yakanika pakati. Until people just said no, this man, Trump ungatere, America will be on fire. Trump win I'm out of this place. So if it Zambia is what was happening in the US when Trump was president. Mama, you can continue.
Thank you, Mama Pumulo. Sorry, my connection just went off. As I was saying, you know, you promised to travel less. You compared the cost of other people, other leaders that would be there before you, that they spent so worse. We have a government now that is insensitive to the plight of the Zambian because of, you know, your negotiations with the IMF. The conditions of the IMF are not beneficial to the Zambian people. And you are really and honestly and faithfully tagging along. Sorry.
Okay, I think our mama is she just received a call. So I'm just saying, guys, if you're just joining us, Tulela and Ndogobati, HH is losing popularity fast. Why? Is a rapid loss of popularity. If you were with me, if you campaigned with me, remember, we were so excited. Like every day, I couldn't wait for 20 hours to come to campaign. Bali will fix it. By youth, we were all excited. And now it's like a balloon. So we are talking why this is happening so too soon. It's too soon for me. I'm actually in a mini depression, you know. When I think of Zambia, the dream that we had, the hope that we had, it depresses me. And I speak to a lot of people who are equally depressed and disappointed. A lot of people are equally depressed and disappointed with the turn of events because of this new Dawn government. It's really sad, guys. Yesterday, and I would just like to commend my brother, Akashambatwa, Akashambatwa, Mansheki Akashambatwa, my brother there in East Coast. He's in diaspora. You know, when I said, for me, I have like the power of discernment. Like I see things before most of you see it. Like I saw the path this new dawn was going, and I started talking, and I was being attacked. You are bitter, you are shanshani. You know what? It's a gift. I see things before most people see it. And I saw the trajectory of this new dawn, that this is not what I campaigned for. And I immediately jumped out of that ship of new dawn. And I remember my brother, my Kezeli Masheke, he attacked me and he called me, I'm a PF, I have been paid. I think most of you saw that attack, which Masheke attacked me when I started speaking against New Dawn. And yesterday, I watched a video of Masheke actually warning by UPND to say, by UPND, you can't be doing the same things. The same oppression that you was inflicted on you, and you campaigned on a promise of democracy. By New Dawn, they have turned around and start doing the same things. And I was very happy to watch Masheke warned by UPND and telling them that by UPND, your popularity is fast going down because Zambians, we are a disciplinary country. Zambia tatuangala yes. Zambia tatuangala for the democracy, yes. So you will go. No matter how much you are loved, you will go. So I would just like to thank my brother Masheke for coming out yesterday and making that video and standing with the Zambians. This is how it's supposed to be. Let us stand for the right thing. Let us not be cheerleaders or praise singers. If into Fideluba to Tasha. No. I am so proud of you, Masheke. Watching that video, I felt really good. I'm like, wow. Yes, this is what it should be. Zambia will only move forward if we are condemning the bad things. We all need to rise up and condemn them and then educate our youth. Ababa youth cheerlead. These youths who are cheerleading these people, these UPND, Valeke. Eloba UPND na mwamba ma threats. You are plotting against us. You UPND who are plotting to get rid of us, who are talking for our democracy, God will deal with you. Even if you eliminate me today, God will raise another Pumulo. Mwadibula Pilato mwamupela kapoto, uyuchela tukuta mwamupela kapoto, abantu abalelanda mwandibapela masivu seven jobs. But guess what? God is raising other people who will talk for Zambia, to deliver Zambia. Because Zambia is a blessed country. Look at Zambia. Zambia, we were almost wiped out by AIDS. From there to Ariwela. Zambia is back. The population is heading almost to 20 million. the population was like 4 million Zambians only. That's not too long ago. It's not too long ago when Zambia's population was 4 million, almost wiped out due to AIDS. And the price of copper had dropped. The price of copper had dropped, and then that's the main source of our GDP is copper. But Lesa, in my lifetime, I've seen God work in Zambia from a population of almost 4 or 5 million to triple, quadruple the population. And then not only blessing us with a growing, healthy population, like right now, take care of your health, you'll be fine. Zambia is blessed with a growing, healthy population and all these minerals which are being discovered all over Zambia. Can you imagine that? Huh? Zambia is blessed, guys. Ama minerals all over. Aya mutengwa ya ndalama. So, welcome, Mama. I'm funny Akuba.
It's been a hectic day. Thank you very much, Mama Pumulo. Sorry about that, listeners and viewers, but all the same, continue, Mama Pumulo.
So I was just catching up, reminding Zambians our history. Like we are a country which was almost extinct. Growing up, where population was as a teenager, population reduced almost to 4-5 million. And 30 years later, 40 years later, our population is heading to 20 million and growing. The price of copper had reduced, but now copper is trading at all-time high. And we have new mines opening, new minerals being found. And we were praying to say, God, send us a leader who can manage our resources and take Zambians out of poverty. That is my prayer. For me, that's why I'm here. Nothing else. Even if I don't need to benefit a kobo or a penny, because I have lived my life. By Zambian standards, I'm over 50. These are my bonus years. I'll tell you that in my family, most of my family have perished. I have more families on the other side than alive. So I'm very blessed to be alive. But what pains me is to see the youth being abused by these leaders. And I don't know what we need to do, guys. Mama Matipa. Inenda tontonkanya napela. Like I thought UPND would be the answer, but I guess not. I thought UPND would be the answer to take Zambians out of poverty. I thought UPND would be the exception to the rule. This party would come and fix things. Everybody's supposed to be smiling by now. By youth wants a cooperative yenu, ngabari mishta in power, ama bagi, ama farmers, but everyone is crying. Wherever you look in Zambia, it cries everywhere. And for me as a mother, I my heart bleeds. I don't know where Zambia is going. I don't know. I fear for the elections in 2026 because we are just one year, 6 months down the line on a simple youth day. People throwing stones at each other, injuring the ruling party, actually throwing stones in a church, damaging vehicles in a church, damaging property in a church. By UPND cadres doing that, and not a word from plot one. It's a shame. Our women on Youth Day, they are supposed to be there celebrating Youth Day in accordance with the UN, talking about gender-based violence, opportunities, equal work, equal pay, gender balancing, all those things that have oppressed women is what they were supposed to talk about on Women's Day. But instead, we were celebrating politicians. And for me, that is just like, my heart really sinks, because this is under the UPND government, which is full of technocrats. Democracy yafuma kuba sungu. So democracy yafuma kuba sungu, but you find that kuba sungu, it is respected. But when we come to our own, we disrespect our own democracy. Our leaders are in the forefront of disrespecting our democracy. Our leaders are not there to condemn violence. I expect Hakainde to come out and condemn violence, to say, I heard there were UPND youths who threw stones at a church. Stop it. But a church should come and condemn the violence by his party. There are a lot of videos going around of UPND threatening people. What is the president doing? Why is he not condemning those acts, the threats, the words of intimidation, the act of violence? Why is our president not condemning these actions? Please, we demand an answer. A well-meaning president will come out in the open and condemn any act of violence done by anyone wearing his regalia, UPND regalia. The president should come out and condemn it. Instead, silence is violence. If the president is keeping quiet over these acts of violence, then he is part of it. Silence is violence. The president should come out and condemn all the stoning that happened in Kitwe. He should condemn it. The cadres stoned the church. The president need to come out strong and condemn these acts of violence and bring peace in the country before they plunge this country in chaos. There is a video circulating of young men who have been detained for 7 days. That is a violation of human rights. The president is on record saying no one will be held more than 21 hours, 24 hours in a police cell without being charged. Some of these cases, they are bailable cases. Selective arresting of people has to stop. Separation of power. We demand separation of power. Zambia is a democracy, and I'll be posting information on my page. Go and read Know Your Rights. No. You should say no to being oppressed. The president is the president, but he also is a subject to the law. It doesn't mean that because he's the president, he can do whatever he wants. No. Of course, he has certain privileges within the law, but he must come out and condemn the violence. We as human rights activists here, we are here to ensure checks and balances, to ensure good governance, and we are not seeing any good governance. For all the singing that was, though, we are going to bring fix in Zambia. How can you fix Zambia when you are on the podium spewing hate speech, taking pictures, selfies with the Fimbaupoke? Fimbaupoke is the face of hate speech. How can those people be seen around the president? And it's okay. And these are some of the reasons why he's losing popularity, because he's feeding the beast of hate speech. He's feeding the beast of enmity, discrimination, and harassment of citizens. And we say no to that. And we'll continue talking here. God will give us the grace. Sometimes in the but God gives me the grace.
Thank you, Mama Pumulo. As I was saying before, I said Zambians now are very, very good at archiving campaign clips. Anything you say or do during your campaign, while you are a leader, after you are a leader, Zambians always archive that information. And they bring that and remind you. I was watching an archived clip where Mwanawasa told Basata, Ngawatumpa fiala kubipila. And I said to myself, Mama Pumulo, ish, Zambians can really keep stuff, eh? And so your cry to the president to do good and better the lives of the Zambians and work based on your campaign promises is paramount to this nation. These travels all the time out of the country to go and sign MOUs, are they really necessary? On top of that, you don't even tell the Zambian people what these MOUs contain. There was an expo in Dubai. You were the only head of state there in Dubai. The only head of state in Dubai during the expo. Was it necessary? We watch, we see. We base your leadership on history of those that came before you. And history is very important in life, as it reminds us of all the predecessors that came before you. But sometimes I ask myself, do these politicians really know what history is? I ask myself how far they went in a history lesson. Because sometimes history makes you or breaks you. And so I look at a person like Mama Pumulo, you said Masheke. Masheke was the #1 supporter of this government. I watched his program in Au. I said to myself, goodness me, does this young man know what he's talking about? And sometimes people just get excited with a new government. They don't know that sometimes the elders, when they are telling you, keep away from fire, they mean just that. When we were young, Mama Pumulo, you and I, our parents used to tell us, Uyomudilo, stay away from it. We researched, we know, they knew better, and they knew why they were telling us to keep away from fire. And so it is time that all our minerals in Zambia stop leaving the country in its raw form. More than 50 years of independence, we are exporting our minerals in raw form. Surely, we cannot upgrade ourselves and do better than that. Even as we are exporting our minerals in raw form, we are getting a raw deal, a raw deal. So we shudder to think that even when we refine it, the politicians will always sign raw deals for us the Zambians. So we are asking you, the youth, rise, wake up, see what is going on, demand for your rights. Ignore ababa turiemo. They do not mean good. They are now politicizing you in everything. Women's Day, they politicize it. Youth Day, they politicize it. We say no, abolish violence. Respect those days. Respect the values that come with Women's Day. Let's get away from politics of idolizing a human being. It's not good. We need to stop fighting wars of others. 20,000 hectares given to the Kenyans. Ni shabana bo kuno bale chula. mukusansa mushakwama neighbors efe twaleranda napali load shedding. You are not changing. Despite us talking, you are still doing the same thing. Huh? You want to better the life of your girlfriend in the name of Kenya before you look after the Zambians. You see it fit to take pictures with Fimba Opoke because you enjoy what Fimba Opoke does to the Zambians that gave you the vote. That's what you are telling us, the Zambians. Because if you are going to do that with Fimba Opoke, that means ni we know let tuka forever Zambians forever kupera votes. Because that's what the Fimba Opoke stands for. They don't care about the sufferings of the people. They would rather insult those that gave you a vote. And you go and pose and give it a big smile. And then you go and say something totally different to what you have just been doing. It is wrong. Respect the youth. You are the disciplinary committee. Mwema silent voters. You are the disciplinary committee. You are seeing what is happening in this country. Let's discipline this government. And the only way we can discipline is through the ballot box. I agree with you, Mama Pumulo, that we need separation of powers. Abash the times every time there's a new government, Mama Pumulo. There should be new judges there. A president should appoint new judges. If others were doing it, it is wrong. We need to see a clean government with a better vision for this country. You want to put new judges so that they can favor your judgments? I do not know what the plight of Bowman Lusambo and Joe Malanji is today. Because not that I supported them, no. But all I am saying is, now we are saying if you are the causer of a by-election, you will not be eligible to vote anymore. Is it forever? Or is it for the period of time that you are in government for that period? You need to be specific. Supposing they have the energy, the vigor to continue serving the Zambian people. You mean to tell me if I cause the by-election, I'm not eligible to stand anymore? Is it for life? Be clear on that. Someone asked him, oh, we're independent in Kitwe. One of his supporters asked the president, the independent MPs, wakateka, ma problems, tubafumiepo. And you know what he answered? Shamelessly, he answered, tukabombelapo, tulebombelapo. What do you mean, Mr. President? You want to create other by-elections? You want to have a monopoly? We do not need a dictatorship in this country. We don't. We say no to dictatorship. Zambia is not a monarch. Others were there before the UPND. Others are yet to be born and be leaders of this country. Don't hinder their aspirations. And so we are asking you to do good, to be fair to each and everyone. Those who steal, let the law apply favorably to everyone. Sujilite, what is happening to Sujilite criminals? Others are being released. Others are being kept in cells. So there is a law for this one and a law for another person. It is not right. The law should apply equally across board for everyone. For everyone. Because you will need that law one day. President, you will need it. You will need to be fair to all the Zambians. Ngamwambo kusala wa president. The Zambians will show you the way. I'm a Zambian have said it so many times. Tabangasha, Tabangasha. Sata was booed in the showground. Rupia Banda was booed. Edgar Lungu was booed. It has become a tendency now. Your booing will be worse if you don't listen to people like us who are always on social media to advise you. And you think we are now advising people to rise up against you. That's not what we are saying. We are trying to put you in the right trajectory. And heed to the advice of what the people are telling you. If you do wrong and people tell you, they want you to change. People of Zambia voted for change. You promised to fix this country, but you are making it worse and worse. I'm not saying there's nothing good that you have done. Yes, there's a few things that you have done, but the Zambians need more, especially on your campaign promises. We want to see mealie meal come down, cooking oil go down, the rate of the dollar go down. We want to see that. We want to see your 10-point plan be effected by President. And so, Mwemi Sepela, don't sit idle. You are the future of this nation. Muchiri mulefiala, muchiri mulekula. Ifwe tuli mukuya. Mishira kofi echichalo echakutira ne mumukeka leko bwino. So heed to what the adults are telling you. Ngabale miyeba tuko kudi umuriro mwiyako. Refrain from going there. Not if mungulu mwambo ukuponta fimba upoke mule chula, and yet you are still fimba upoke. Huh? Abantu bale mituka na bakateka na obale supporter. He's supporting it because he goes and he's not even ashamed to pose with those people. Mama Pumulo, I would be ashamed. And if he did that, that means he agrees with what those people are saying, how those people are insulting the Zambians. So Zambians, wake up and see what belongs to you. Mama Pumulo, I thank you.
Thank you, my dear. You know, actually, no, but we'll just be focusing on Kulanda na youth, because by youth, it's chalo chenwichi. 70% of Zambian in Imwewa youth, 70%, it's 25 and below. And every day, a lot of youths are turning 16, meaning they are eligible to vote. So please, in your neighborhoods, mupange ama committees, organizations, make sure everybody is getting their NRC, make sure everybody gets their voter's card. Be aware what is happening. Zambia chalo chesu. Wake up Zambia for tuakulalanda nombapa. Kushi mushaba lele. You Zambians have been sleeping too much by trusting leaders and their fake promises. And they think they will cruise until the next election and then be re-elected after kunipela ma pocket change. You deserve more than pocket change. You deserve the license here, Suji Light, and become a millionaire. You deserve license here, Mukula, and become a millionaire. You deserve license here, lithium, and become a millionaire. You deserve a license here, gold. To the farmer youth Tibet, it pains my heart to see Mukuka in a police cell because he decided to trade illegally because they refused to give him a license. Meanwhile, amateur Chinese vale pokama license. Ama Mali and vale pokama license. Ba mwenye vale pokama license. But lo and behold, our own youths, our own sons of the soil are behind the police cell for trading in minerals from their own land, the land of our ancestors. This has to change. This is unacceptable. It is unacceptable that in our own land, our own children on their own land can be behind a police cell because he was selling what his ancestors left him. But we have foreigners and top government officials sleeping in their beds after being named in a smuggling ring for this sugilite and lithium. It's a shame. And my last comments on this, I have a few points I'm going to read. Wake up Zambia, stop illegal arrests, allow peaceful protests. It's within the Zambian constitution. Go on my page and read. You are just supposed to give Zambia police 7-day notice and follow the requirements. You can protest peacefully. Deliver your campaign promises. Avail the details of the MOUs and the door carriageway deals. Zambia is a democracy. We have to be transparent and accountable. Zambia is not a private company where they can be withholding such pertinent information, because the terms of those deals must be made known so we know if those deals are being made in good faith. The UPND violence is escalating is a shame. We want the president to condemn this and not perpetuate violence by being seen with the cyber bullies taking selfies and taking another selfie with that small kid who is also another cyber bully. That small kid, I saw him saying something to Sean Tembo, and these are the people that are next to the president. We say no to the 20,000 acres being empowered to Kenyans while you have done nothing to our youths. And also by youth, this is what we should demand. We demand that from now moving forward, any mine that is sold in Zambia, Zambia should get 51% of the profit. At least we should be getting even 80%. Any mine. Ownership must be 51% Zambia by youth. This is what every day I'll be repeating this. Ownership of every mine must be 51% Zambia, at least. At least in 51%. We should demanding 80, 90. Tete umuntu aisa mu Zambia yesu asenda nani kane mwampela ma minerals na fionse. Ele mwamulese da 3%. Ale mwamfia leba yesu minerals yesu, everything is ours. We demand 95% of all the workers in any deal to be Zambian. Any deal that we sign, the workers must be 95% Zambian. We demand annual reviews of these deals, whatever it is, door carriageway, mining, whatever contract must be reviewed annually to make sure that whatever is agreed is being adhered to. Otherwise, is subject to revocation. We also condemn the violence, and also we want our president to put Zambians first. We are tired of being treated like stepchildren. Politicians always favoring foreigners over their own people. Zambia youth, it's time you rise up. These conditions, I'll be talking about them every day. So we should be asking this question. Ingawaisa, to assign an MOU, oh, okay, well, how much are we benefiting? Ask those questions. To assign an MOU, okay, I'm sure that whatever the terms of that contract need to be reviewed annually. We need to put our foot down and demand these things. Otherwise, Zambia will not go anywhere. I'm done, Mama.
Thank you, Mama Pumulo. Sometimes you even get deflated talking about the same things. You wonder whether this is a listening government or not. Actually, we are so tired about,
Nick, they are not a listening government. So from now on, our target is the youth. We have to now, they are not listening to us. They have blocked their ears. This page, they have tried so many times to hack it. And I think they are doing something on their end. But if our target number is just the youth, give them information. Knowledge is power. For me, number one, extra focus. Niba youth.
Indeed, Mama Pumulo will keep talking, will keep propounding. Sometimes we will sound like broken records, but at least, you know, we are tired of this CDF rhetoric. Every time he goes somewhere, he has to go and boast and show off about this CDF rhetoric. I've said numerous times on this forum, people are tired of your arrogance, your boastfulness, you know. Learn to be humble. Your showing offness, nobody needs that. How many times have you told the Zambian people you have opened the loopholes that hindered the CDF operations? But people are still crying, you know. Indians are being protected in the mines. Well, now cadres, we even have your own cadres threatening the police. We have Mukula tree being transported at night. And you are quiet about it. What are you doing about it? You have Jean Kapata there parading Kukot day in and day out. And that Mukula illegality is still going on. Where are you? What are you doing about it? And people are watching. It's on the media. They post. Someone has to see. The youth are seeing, but you decide to ignore them. And so, we are now telling you, talukeni kumasanso yapa musebo. Amasanso yapa musebo. Research and know who you are putting in power. Not only because they have hired a good artist who is going to sing a good song. Sometimes I ask myself, a lot of our youth just vote for people based on the songs they play at the stadiums.
Sensation. It's sensation.
Yes, sensation. How someone is going to play the guitar, how someone's bass is going to come out through that song, and they feel good for a moment, and you give them a vote. Concentrate on their message. They don't even have time to concentrate on the message. When no, listen to their campaign messages. My youth, the majority of Zambian youth have no jobs, haven't gone far in school. And so future campaigns, listen on your songs that make you dance for 3 hours when you are campaigning. Stop it. Give a message to the Zambians on what you are going to do. We do not need Abena Mike 2, we do not need Abena, whoever they are, Dandy Crazy, you name them. We don't need that music. And you see, in other countries, when someone is standing to be a president, there is a forum that they appear on, telling their people why they should vote for them. It happened in Kenya. It happens in America. It happens in South Africa. Why can't it happen in Zambia?
It used to happen. Mulai race to Manda here.
Yes, but no, but now it's not the case. Now it's about who. It's now
we
about
demand
who
political debates. Any presidential candidate should be on the platform with their opponent and tell Zambia what they are going to do for Zambia. And we are also going to move a motion to ban musicians to be dancing at political campaigns. People are supposed to be explaining their roadmap.
And that is why you see the youth voting blindly. They vote because Baba Sansa Mushako ku stadium. At all, this party played the better song, the best song. It's about knowing the person that you are putting to oversee over the affairs of the country.
Mm-hmm.
And not about which artist they brought in to entertain you. And that's why, no, we need to educate the youth. We need also, Mama Pumulo, to find forums where even the youth that cannot afford to buy talk time and come on social media are able to listen to us. We need to find a method to address those youth, even in the rural areas, you know. But as usual in African countries, if you find ways of doing that, they will think now you are a political party and you are now campaigning for a position. So we need to propound on those issues that they should, through the radios, we need programs on radios where we are given space, we are given time to talk in the local languages in the various villages on what's happening in the country and how leaders should be put into positions. Yes, Mama Pomolo.
And you know, you said something to say when you start talking, they think a political party. So what? It's in our constitution. Any Zambian can form a political party. Political party. Even us, if we want tomorrow, we can start.
Point of correction. Mr. President Hakainde never formed any political party. Thank you.
So if he never formed any political party, we too can join any political party or form a political party and discuss these messages, educate our youth, because in Open Africa number, and naturally I'm a teacher, that's why I'm here. I am a teacher naturally, so I can talk for 8 hours straight. So if it means joining a political party, we will join. So we educate the youths on what bekala konka inyimbo. Bekala konko bwalwa. Ukupela omuntu vote pabwali. Eno ulechula mone nama youth for balechula. And if my last statement before I sign off on my end, I met somebody who said something very interesting to me. And this person was like, you know what? When I watch your president giving the speeches, it is almost like he is addressing to foreign investors. Like your president, when he's making the speeches, he is not addressing Zambians. Because those speeches, they are too complicated for a normal Zambian person. And that kept me thinking, I'm like, you know what? That you are so right. Because he's trying to paint an image to the foreigners and foreign international community that is the best thing that happened to Zambia. That's why he was even voted the best president in Africa, because of those speeches that he gives. And the people believe it, because those people, they don't know what is happening on the ground. But in Gabamona Wine Mushare Berenga speech paja. Ko pasa toto patoto. So Zambia, we have been dribbled. And number to the panel, our mission is if we use how to detect a lying president, how to detect a best candidate, all those things, doing background check. Muntungai Minapali, I want to be your MP. Go and check them out. What have they done in their history? Do they have a clean record? All those things, you have to look at them. Let's just not be sensational. Kula kunkafie filimba, sweet talk. Umuntu wonse kuti alanda. People can sweet talk you to get something. But we are saying Zambia, once bitten, twice shy. We have been sweet talked too many times. Now is the time for us to learn and never to be sweet talked again. Wake up, Zambia. Napera mkwai.
Thank you, Mama Pumulo. My parting shots equally is I'm demanding for the youth to stand up. Demand for your rights. Rights to starting an affordable business. Rights to free, mature education. Remember, most of our youth are uneducated. Most of those youth that get up in the morning to go and vote for any political party, Mama Pumulo, are those that suffer in their homes, those that have no meals in their homes, you know, no opportunity to business. And so they should demand for free, mature education so that they know how to start a business. They need to demand for that. You find themselves rocking at a polling station around 16 hours. But the real youth that are suffering, they're the ones that woke up at 4 a.m. in the morning to go and give him a vote. And so when you say, you know, he's got such a good command of English when he's talking to his peers, to his fellow Zambians, it's not that. He's trying to confuse the Zambians with his eloquency in English. That's what he's trying to do. That's why he was voted the best president in Africa. Abantu abengi mu Zambia, you think bala umfane chisungu chidialanda. That eloquence in English. Tatwarie English. We want it. That's English.
They are not translated. It's a shame. They should have translated. They should translate those pictures.
He needs to embrace the Zambians. He needs to empower the Zambians. He needs to open their opportunities. Not ama Zambians bakafumepo fene chisungu mukanwa. Bala die chisungu chidecho muleranda. For you to be voted the best president in Africa. What has been voted the best president in Africa got to do with the sufferings of the majority of Zambians in this country? Absolutely nothing. You think umwana wakumutendere na nguwa kuchambori alishi bati wakateka was voted the best president in Africa. Taishiba no kuishiba, you know. And so all your eloquence in English, for sure, you get zilch out of it. Nothing.
Nada.
So, empower the Zambian youth. They are crying to be empowered. CDA at Mukaelemba kachinga ma proposals to do business. Elo balelanda nokwandati Mukalembe gatamwa ishwetsungu Mukalembe even in your own mother tongue. Abantu abashayishwa nokwikata bopen nokubika pen to paper. How will they write in their own mother tongue? We've got carpenters there that don't even know how to write. We've got welders that don't even know ABC. They don't know. And you are telling them, write in your own mother tongue. Write a business proposal in your own mother tongue. Like, honestly, why don't you form then an institution where they can all go and explain to someone to say, I would like to do ABCD, and that person will write a project proposal for them free of charge, if that's what you want, because you are frustrating them. In my view, it is frustrating the youth. So when you tell the youth to start writing a business proposal, they become frustrated. They would rather continue continue welding than go and buy a pen and a paper ambe ukulemba ichibemba nangu ichikalubale nangu ichisoli, you know, ichinyanja. How will you even write that business proposal plan? Taishbana ABCD. I mean, like, are you for real? No, get real, huh? Those are the things your Minister of Youth need to address. Think outside the box. As Vazungu said, think outside the box. That's what we need from these ministers who are not talking. They are just quiet. We wonder what they're even doing. Huh? They are supposed to bring up these ideas relevant to the departments that they serve. If you are a youth minister, you know, address the plights of the youth and say, business plan. And so, this is the way we are going to tackle it. In whatever language, and that service will be free because they want to have files. Maybe that's why they're saying write a business plan, you know. How do we empower Emisepela? These are our future leaders. Huh? We need to empower them in the simplest manner possible. Don't make their empowerment so difficult, you know. Make it,
they make it difficult by design. So
yes,
that's a reverse psychology, so that they come and point a finger at Mwari Firwa. It's all by design. We know these tricks, you know. You were in opposition for 20 years, and any incoming government, you knew the problems of Zambians. So you were supposed to avoid the solutions. So the fact that you don't have a solution to write a business proposal is like there is no money in CDF Takwaba. This is just a white elephant. It's really a shame. It's a scandal. This all CDF is a scandal. You know that Takuri name Pia Shakpela by youth. That's why Muleva Chkalembeni, you are asked, it's like, why pick a porridge, Akanyaka baby, ka baby ka 6 months, wamwipikira porridge baby, wateka paria. Atidia porridge, wana kucharia porridge wa 6 months, kuchailisha.
And so they need to get to the root of the problem, Mama Pumulo. Many of the youth do not even know how CD works or CDF works. They don't even know what CDF is. If I went back and I said to somebody, why don't you go through CDF? Someone is going to ask me, that CDF Mayona China match. You know?
Like Mama Chika Monica will say, Chiriva. Ni timono nesa ni waipa isa ni waipika ne miunga wa pero mwana atidia. You want that kid to choke and die on Isa Vidia because Taufuni Chamwe miunga. It's not ready. CDF is not ready. It's a white elephant. Stop mocking people.
Umwana pakukwata mano kumufunda. Echo tufundira n'abana besunga baleya mu fyupo. All these things matter. Echo tufundira n'abana besunga twale ekiranga muliro. We try and teach them what is the purpose of this. Mwaleta fechi big elephant at CDF China manshi. Educate them. Get to the root of the problem. You want all these youth to be in business. Show them how to do business. Show them how to apply for this money that you claim to be languishing. And stop being rhetoric. From 1.8 million, we have increased the CDF to 28 point shani, you know, which people cannot even use.
You know those fear to learn and but I am a speeches. Somebody who's an outsider is one who opened my mind. Somebody I send you a fiat, you know. I'm a speech take away. He's not addressing you. He's addressing international community. Okay, he's doing well. Eh? That they are intimidating us to shut up. But let us intimidate kwebalelanda pakuti ero tulanda mu kisungu. That's why I'm a page isala. They have tried in a page and that's why I say always share and tag people because they can't stop the sharing and tagging, but they interfere with the feed. So number by youth is sukeni by youth is sukeni. Our 7 Zambia, 7 presidents with nothing to show, with all our wealth. Today, they're upside down. You know, every time I see a young person telling me, I want to leave Zambia, my heart sinks. Because Konokotaba is a foreign land. There is no place like home. We are running away from our land, which is filled with the money and national resources. In a foreign land, when we can be managers of our resources and all be millionaires, like Norway or Dubai, but control a few mafia. If I like to control a few mafias, Baka India when abasungu badebe abasungu ngabaisa kudi baka inde tetwele abasungu atawe ine mwandini our copper give us at least minimum 51%. Why can't our president do that? Kuchula mchitensha abasungu. Why did Walungu fail to tell my Chinese ukwebati ikopa mlane by lithium give us at least minimum 51%? Baka inde, why can't he say that? Why? It's about time we have leaders who are putting interests of youths and Zambians first. Not to come mansion in the middle of nowhere. Wakana no kuya state house. Wakana. You have refused to go in the national state house because the house is more comfortable. So that tells us something. Is this man really interested in serving the interests of Zambians? If he can, he's too big to go and live in that humble house, which was built in the colonial days. If that house is too humble for IHH, why can't he remodel that house and bring it to the standard of his acceptance? Why? This is what we are saying, guys. I'm a background check. We need to look at these leaders. What is their motive? Do they really care for Zambians? Or they really care for a certain type of people? They only care for you when they know that you have to go to that ballot box. It has taken how many years? 1 year, 7 months for the president to make a trip around the copper belt. And I expected Wahaka in the after 2-3 months in office to tour the copper belt, the entire country. And he would not be losing popularity. If he toured the entire country, Wahaka Inde's popularity now nganamu monopoly. But for Mr. Hakainde to start tour the country after 1 year, 7 months, because he has been told he's losing popularity, and then to come there and bash Walungu, it's a shame. Our mama
thank you, Mama Pumulo. You know, what I think, you know, this government loves praises. They love to be praises of people who praise you. Let your works speak for themselves. But our government, and at the same time, they love, ego, and they love threatening people who tell them the truth. Stop threatening us. You say we are alarming and propagating wrong information to the Zambian people. We are not. We speak based on what we see happening in the country. We don't wake up in the morning and just decide to start making noise. We talked about Kenya because we saw it. To date, you are quiet. Why are you quiet on the 20,000 hectares of Kenya? Why? What will it take for you to tell us why you have done that? We demand an answer from you, Bakateka. Tell us why you have done that. I said it even the last time, do not make us come on this platform and start telling lies. Because don't blame us if we start telling lies on why you have given Kenya 20,000 hectares. We are giving you time to answer us. If you don't tell us, we are going to assume. And don't hold us to ransom based on what we are going to assume. Mama Pumulo, you talked about State House. Oh no, State House is below President HH. It is not the caliber of the place he would see himself. Yet he stands there and say he was born in a little hut. That's where he was born, in Southern Province. Today you come and say State House is below you. Do you know where the Zambians live? Do you know that Zambians they travel long distance for them to cook, to bath, to water their gardens, to do their laundry? Huh? ECL lived there. Ababonse babiri balesamba mu bucket. They were bathing in buckets, and it's too important not to follow suit. A State House is rent-free. He doesn't have to pay any money. When he just became president, Mama Pumulo, it was on radio that the president has refused to go and live in State House. I was shocked. And someone tapped me on the shoulder in a supermarket and said, no, don't worry. He's going. It's just time. Maybe Bapiange kofe panono, and he will go there. But you will see his entire term, he will never move into State House. He will continue inconveniencing us. Woodlands, kuma Apex, Beyonce. We are always inconvenienced. You have to stop. When Sata came into power, Sata now started using a chopper. He said, I have had enough of inconveniencing my people. Huh? Zambia, if a president is passing, no kwete fumo no ulea mkupapa ku UTH ala papila motoka. They don't care who you are. You can't stop a policeman and say, I'm carrying someone who's giving birth in the car. So why make the lives of the Zambians very difficult? Huh? You now have the freedom to propagate on what you were campaigning. You have the freedom, President. You were being hindered. You were being stopped to go there and there. Huh? Now, whatever you were being hindered from doing, it's there. You are the number one. You know, you are the boss of all the defense forces. The power is in your hands. Execute your projects. Execute everything that you told the people of Zambia you're going to do for them. Stop being a blue-eyed boy for the West. Tell the Zambian people that if you are found practicing LGBT, these are the repercussions. Let it come out of your mouth, President. Not just no, we don't support LGBT. We don't support. Tell the Zambians the repercussions of practicing LGBT. It's there in the Constitution. Do you know how many people read the Constitution? Do you know the illiteracy level in Zambia? And you tell Zambians it's there in the Constitution.
They
Not
need to
everybody
print
is
them,
as learned. Yeah.
printer, mama. Let them print a constitution and distribute. You know, in many languages.
In many languages, is indeed. Huh? In many languages. And they should also propound on it, Mama Pumulo. Because there are people who don't even know how to read Nyanja, Bemba, Tonga, Lozi, Luvale, Soli, Kaonde, Chewa. They don't know how to read.
They should make audio books. Audio book. So they should have audio book. Audio book in a constitution. 2 options, written and also audio. Zambia, we have money. Mulamona convoy convoy umuntu like really honestly. Did you see convoy yabo? Mandi. We are in problems, mwebantu.
So Mwebena Zambia, rise up and demand for your rights. I'm not saying go and break the law. No. Demand for your rights as Zambians. All your rights. My leaders tell the Zambians what their rights are. Zambia tabaishwana ma rights yabo. Wamona kwati nga waranda kofye nishibaku kaka. No, you have so many rights and freedoms. You have a right to clean water, you have a right to education, you have a right to food, you have a right to assembly, the same assembly that HH used to talk about. He now decides to curtail the assembly of his fellow opposition members. He suffered that. Why is he repeating bad for bad? It's a shame. Thank you, Mama.
I'm not stressed. You will be fished out. Plot, UPND, UPND, hooligans. You UPND. You have become hooligans threatening innocent people. Guess what? Mumbi Piri, where is Mumbi Piri? You need to be reminded. The crime you're going to commit in the name of the party, when the law comes, you'll be alone. By immunity. Wake up, Zambia. Wake up, Zambia. Don't be too over ambitious, whatever. Ngabali kulishamo. We are threaten umuntu wabene, even killing umuntu wabene. Ukaleta problems. Family you bring a curse on yourself and your family, and you go to jail. Look at Mumbi Piri. Balungu balikuisa. PF ilikuisa.
Mama Pumulo is always singing about how he spent 127 days in prison.
Nelson Mandela has spent how long?
Yes. How long has Mumbi Piri been in prison? For how long? Huh? Iyo in 127 days, it take him fine. Huh? Other freedom fighters have been in prisons for a longer time. They've been there. Worse. I talked about Shamwana spending 10 years in prison. I talked about the late Mr. Musakanya being in prison for a long time.
And many more people right now. Yeah. Up to now, some people, they are still political prisoners. In Zambian prisoners right now, they are still there, Tabafuma.
Yes, they are not out. And so, as he is propagating to make better mattresses for those prisoners, think about equally expediting the cases of those prisoners. Some of them are there for very minor offenses. especially after you have now changed your judiciary system. You now think you've got people who will work, expeditiously. So let's start let's start rolling out people who are there for minor offenses.
I know. And this judiciary should be elected.
Today, today, without shame, he was in the copper belt and he was saying, oh, fertilizer. No, mba twaleta fertilizer. If you're toilet clear. If you're wakabwara today. I was like, hell no.
No. Yes. They should not use PF every time. PF.
Mr. President, stop lying. Stop lying. Nobody hindered the distribution of fertilizer except yourselves, your own government. So don't say, oh, tualeta sort out bakabwala barenya ntirira fertilizer. Yes, about kabwala barenya ntirira fertilizer except yourself.
Ask Chushika Sanda. Yes. Chushika Sanda
exactly. We have eyes and we can see. Some of these things we don't talk about it, but we have eyes we can see.
We even have a memory. Facebook number, internet keeps everything. Internet is a permanent record. We have eyes, we can see, we have a memory, we can think, we have 5 senses. Baby.
And we know the people you are empowering, not to be Shiba. Abobe empower mukulanda. Remember, there is no secret in this world. Secrets itch in the head. You can't keep a secret for too long. Ila baba mumutwe. You need to, you need to release it. Ngawachita release secret wa umfako na wino. Takwa ba secret muchalo.
And
so whatever
Aniki secret ina kufyengeresha abantu tayikala kwandi bama secret yamwe yakwe bati it is a secret in good faith, but when it's not a secret ulenya ntira pansambusha abantu, people are dying. You think that secret is going to come down? No.
Mama Pumulo, I'm just going to read a message from Warren J. He says he's the commander-in-chief of all the armed forces. If for sure he tells the police commander that anybody found practicing LGBT must be arrested, like what M7 of Uganda has said to its nation, I think things would be better. It would help out. Lungu did the same. I agree with you, Mr. Warren. He's not finishing the sentence. He needs to finish the sentence of what are the repercussions of if you are found practicing LGBT. Not just Zambia does not allow LGBT. You leave the sentence hanging. No, finish the sentence.
Mm-hmm. And there is a young man. I saw a TikTok video of a young man. This young man, I think, is from West Africa. And he said, why Ababa Sungu LGBTQ could certain people of a dark skin? LGBTQ bane ipatikisha kuli fwe bantu fwe bazita. Tamwa muna pa basungu baya ku mu Africa, ku basungu ba ku Morocco, olo ku Libya, and you have to accept this. Mwalimona pa basungu baya ku Tunisia, mukupatikisha LGBTQ. Mwalimona pa basungu baya ku India, olo ku China, olo ku Russia, at your LGBTQ isendeni. Ask yourself, no, by from African tungulu shishesu. Why abasungu baleisa kuri ifwe mukutupatikisha LGBTQ? Umwaiche walela ndo mulumendo. Because umwaiche alisanga na anso kwa ifwe intungulu shishesu shani wa corrupt tunasumina. These are abasungu balesa LGBTQ nga waisuminisha mu kyalo kyenu twala mipera so much because they are corrupt. Kuti baya kumarabu baya marabu but LGBTQ twala mipera so much. Ola kutu bayi kuti baye face insult.
Yeah.
One balesa kuli ife kyalo kyonse. Mu Zambia chioffice endeni. Oliamu ekyalirondo kati Joe Biden umukashali kwata omwana kashali upo omwana kashi. Uyu prime minister wa ku London konse bonse bawupa abaana kashi bawupa abawome banabo. Our president in Zambia bawupa bamutinta baana kashi. So why baba akainde but is not being blunt on this? He need to be blunt. Because abantu balesunka LGBTQ plus Zambia bonse bayupa abaana kashi. Takwabe wawupa nomwawumbi nomwawumbi. So why are they pushing you? Why are they force feeding us something? Practice. There must be consequences to say this is not our culture. We are not going to allow it. If you do this, you will be subject to ABCD. They have to put their foot down strongly. African president. Some of you, president. Why bali look warm? It actually LGBT bali look warm. Stand firm and then make it known.
Indeed, I want to see the West go to the Arab countries and promote LGBT. One, campaign coffee one, Joe Biden ima kabie ku Dubai uko, kabie ku Tunisia, ku Saudi Arabia, kabie ku Morocco and propose LGBT. Tawaka inine ndekeyo. You know? That's why I said on this forum, as if bringing us contraceptives was not good enough. They now want to curtail the African population. That's what they want to do. Because the African population keeps growing and growing and growing. They want to curtail the African population so that they can enjoy all our natural resources. That's what they want to do. Because tomorrow, every new clever person in Africa is being born, and they don't want that. And yet our president, he fails to see through them. They fail to see through them. It's such a shame.
My gifts, you know. They are selling Valesh t-shirt. Our ancestors buy to Tishe, Kubasungu, Kubusha. Ancestors sold their own people send Muma bought to Kubatwala Kubusha. Now these current leaders, they are actually bringing people to take over in our own land. Mulanduama brown envelopes, Mulandu my gifts Valeba Pela. All of if you just work and improve the lives of your people. There is enough money. There is enough money for everyone in Zambia. They are not blinded. They know what they are doing. Mark it back. We shouldn't pay offshore account. Offshore account. What have you done? You have just killed your whole generation for nothing. Because even the money they gave you, when you die, it's in the offshore account. And all these same leaders, it's not because Kufialo had better education, it's because of security reasons. They can't have their children at the University of Zambia where Pakudiyama toilet. Right now, there's something going on at University of Zambia where the kids have no toilets. And where is her HH's son? So you mean if HH's son was at university, there'll be a problem with a toilet? This is how you see if somebody really cares for you. As the president, have your kids in the local schools or university so you improve the condition. If that university university, they receive funding every year. The president's son is there. There's a toilet blockage. They will fix it because they know that if the president hears his son's toilet is blocked, there's a problem because that university receives funding from GRZ. But where is the money going? You are buying into this corruption and reducing the standards of learning in our country yourself by you're sending your sons out of the country. Why? You have to stop it. It's a shame. University of Zambia is a problem happening now. University. We can't have that problem of toilets in Yunza. They can fix it. How can we have a problem of the highest learning institution in Zambia? No ablution. Toilets have a problem. Really? It is a shame. It's just so much to talk about. Problem. Like, where are we going? What is this?
So, Mama Pomulo, as we end the program, I would really urge this government to empower the youth. Get rid of all these old goons. We cannot be bringing old ministries of finances from 19 Fendera. We have a lot of enterprising youth that are very intelligent in this country, that are learned. When will they ever take up such positions? Today, upon is what would have happened if Musokotwane was no more today?
I expected Dambi Samoyo to be in this government. He is a well-renowned, he's respected. Practical solutions only Lembama Boku Dambi Samoyo. Dambi Samoyo, they can't even hire her as a consultant. My ancestors Musokotwane is Tumbeko. Really? Ndafa nok chinjeshin.
Exactly. Huh? No support if you want to practice LGBTQ, if you want to mu State House. We know about them. We are not stupid. Not we shivemo filimu State House. Huh? And you know yourselves that mu State House. Stop it. We the Zambians know. So empower the youth. Give them high-ranking positions in government. Teach them. When will the youth ever grow? Can't you know politics? It is wrong. They want to learn. Practice makes perfect. Have people there to guide them. You mean Kariadia, Bank of Zambia can be the only governor to have served in the Bank of Zambia? For how long is Kariadia going to serve in the Bank of Zambia? You mean there are no other technocrats in that bank who all hold PhDs who can take over that position? No. We need to see change. Don't make people indispensable. That's what you are doing. You are telling the nation you cannot live or you cannot operate without the input of such and such a person.
From failed governments, failures, people who have run this country down are the people who when I saw to come back, I'm like, Jesus, I wish I can change my name. Seriously, it's a disgrace. Immediately I saw Tumbeko come back, my God. Kariere come back, I'm like, hey, we are finished. Oh my God, disaster. And for me, upon asambena kumaboko, natino kuti we are doomed. Nothing is going to be fixed, but Zambians are going to be fixed. Because Abbas Tumbeko is a master planner of fixing Zambians. He has never done anything good for Zambia.
And you know, Mama Pumulo, the dynamics of running Bank of Zambia has changed. There are new laws in economics.
Exactly.
If my economics, if you're imagine. Huh?
No. With economics, I can't. We are sending our children all over the world. They are learning. They have degrees. Those are the kids to be in government and practice what they have learned in these large economies of scale, which are on a global basis. But economics it's a shame. I'm sure she can even donate her time to consult with the Zambian government. But hell no.
Imagine next to see Wakaya Kolomona Magande Oko. Wakaya Bakolomona. No Kubabushat come. You are an economist.
If they had the power, they would even go to wake up the dead people. It's a shame.
We have vibrant youth in the Bank of Zambia, well learned, some holding PhDs in that Bank of Zambia, in the Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Commerce, Trade and Industry. Number ministries of, we have vibrant young people with degrees that you can promote. Huh? Position.
Retirement home, long-term care, then walk up 200. Talk to Brainy Aboyambio.
And they need they need to empower the women as well. We have a lot of women here who are well learned with degrees.
International organizations. That's why it's nonsense. Yeah. It should be banned. Women's Day president. Who told them Women's Day is about president? It's about women to show off what they have done in their lives. Not politicking Women's Day. Please.
Mama Pumulo, that's why most of the human personnel end up in foreign countries where they are most appreciated. They yearn to come and serve the Zambian people, but they are not recognized. Huh? Recognize them.
No, you know what? I think these people, they are not going to recognize women. This is the type of government who's not going to recognize women. And they are not going to recognize the youthful intellectuals. They are not. So this is our job here, is to educate the Zambian voters. You should put in government, a new government with a vision of empowering the youth. Things will change when you put youthful leaders there who are honest. Do a background check. Take that's why your maps.
Mama Pumulo, you know, when this government came in, I remember, and I was in my vehicle, and the president was talking so eloquently. He said, when now that we have come into power, we will employ people on merit.
Imagine
we are going to yes, and you know, Mama Pumulo is got very good English, eh? And that's why he's a blue-eyed boy. He says we are going to impress, we are going to impress a young woman in Shangombo. We are going to impress someone, Kukasama, who has studied, been through university, and say, Mama, come, you have earned yourself a position in foreign service. And I want to I went like, wow, what did I see afterwards, Mama Pumulo? I saw Pilato being employed. I saw Udiati, photographer, I can't remember his name, being employed. Yes, I'm like, are these the people they said they were going to impress us with? Yeah, I laughed. The salesman. HH, you are still children in politics. Tamaishwa politics. Mwinase kava nenu if pato. You know, I laughed at you when you were saying that, because I said to myself, you don't know what you are talking about. It's a matter of time. And he's a salesman. You know? And you know what? Mama, if you are a shrewd salesman, the deals fall apart. You can make a sale, but that sale will fall apart. You can start a business based on selling lies. Your business will grow fast because people will rush to you and buy from you. But guess what? After 2-3 days, people will know your tactic. And my dad, God bless his soul, my dad always used to tell me to say, you know, when he goes to the market, he always buys from the woman who's sitting quiet. He says, those women who are busy yelling, those people, they are panicking because their product is about to rot. So they panic, they yell, and they shout the loudest. They say all these things to convince you to buy. But guess what? When you buy the product from a woman who's yelling, when you go home, you find that the tomato is rotting. So my dad taught me that lesson. Go to a market, find a woman who's very quiet with her product. That's where you buy from, because she does not need to advertise her product. Her product is self-advertising. So Haka Inde came in as a salesman. But when you sell a raw deal, the deal falls through. And we are seeing the rapid loss of popularity because he sold us a raw deal. It was just to get the sale, to get in the office, all he wanted. And now he's in the office, he's doing whatever he wants. And but the chickens will come to roost because we are in Zambia. We are a disciplinary nation. Yep. Mamaka isale ni nomba inena agara ko tadi apweli ashimailo tukesa na futiri bimailo kuchitwaisa. Thank you, Mama Pumulo. It's 23 hours. I wish to thank all the followers, all the listeners. We are here to talk. We talk every day. We are here to address the issues affecting this nation so that our lives and the lives of our children can be bettered, and also the children that are not even born yet. So we'll keep on talking until we know that you cannot address each and everything in a home or in a country, but at least, you know, we want to see the majority of Zambians live a better life from where they're coming. And so we'll continue propounding. We ask you to pray for us. We ask you to pray for our safety, especially some of us who are talking from within, from a danger zone. We will continue propounding. And we hope to see you again with another exciting subject. Mama Pumulo, thank you very much, and God bless you. Before you go, Anik, there's a comment from one guy here. One guy has said something contentious. Mr. Blades unknown. First of all, your name is even fake. You are at Mr. Blades. It's not your fake. If you are genuine, if you are genuinely trying to comment on this job, come out with your real name. The fact that you have a fake name, even what you're typing, is fake. And my Blades said,
oh, not Blade, sorry. Stanford. Sorry, Blade. I acknowledge a wrong name. But Stanford. Stanford Mwalemba, you are abusing the freedom of speech, Mama. Please do something than criticizing government. Those you are saying are your opinions, not the Zambians' majority. Stop criticizing what God has appointed. Iwe Stanford, what has God appointed? God has appointed abantu balekita obunga pali 300 kwacha. You call that God appointed? Elo iwe if you want, open your own page. Stanford, open your own page and start talking about the good things the government is doing. And you are the people misleading the youths. We say no to that, and we'll be here. We are talking. We'll be talking. So I don't know what you mean when we say you are abusing. You went now we set a page to say the crap that you're saying. And I'm not going to say it's abuse because it's your right to have your opinion about what I'm saying. But I'm not abusing the freedom. I'm just saying the way it is. And you are abusing people who are exercising their freedoms. That's the problem. You don't want people to hold you accountable. That's a problem by UPND. Threatening people. Now, scandals is a government of liars, smugglers, and thieves. You tell me no. Isn't this government a government full of smugglers? Kulata smuggle ama minerals, ama Zambian bale chula. Mwabepa ma fertilizer, mwalibepa obungu fyonse, mwalibepa 10-point plan sapa bete ajitikapu. So get off my page. If you want na wawine, kalsule page yowe. Social media, this and the social media behaves on the promise of democracy. Yes. So but we are not insulting. So I end here, my sis.
Thank you, Mama Pumulo. As for Stanford, I just want to say to him, but Stanford, welcome to our page. Continue watching us and listening to our lies, because the Zambian people will judge you. They are there, and they are the disciplinary committee. So if you think we are lying to the people, continue listening. We told some of your friends, they are here. They have now been converted. They have now seen what we're talking about. So if you think what we are saying does not benefit the Zambian people, it is your right to either get off this page or continue to listen to our lies. But I would rather you stay on so that one day ukatembenuka. Good night, Mama Pumulo.
Good night, people. Love you. God bless. See you tomorrow. We'll be here for 21 hours.